Hello everyone, it's Michael from Chess Lifestyle, and how are we all doing? Today we are going to try and attempt to train 30 minutes of chess, and I say 30 minutes, not 33 minutes, because I'm going to have to ramble and rant for at least 3 minutes before we get into today's training. I'm on an extremely tight schedule. I'm currently a bridesmaid at a wedding, and even though, I don't have too many responsibilities, it's a mix of a lot of other factors going on that is causing me to kind of run around like a headless chicken. It's kind of like having the responsibility of the bridesmaid, also, having my family at the wedding, lots of different factors. But yeah, basically, I've got a lot of events and I need to be from A to B to A to B, and every destination takes like half an hour to walk or run, depending on where I'm at. And of course, it's a Friday, so today we are going to train some chess. And welcome, Pranay, to the stream. Glad to see you here. And yeah, one thing I wanted to say was that, when you play a chess tournament, I remember that I interviewed one of my friends, and if you haven't seen this video, it's a really good one. It's how to gain 352 FIDE rating in 1 month, and it's not cap. This literally happened to a friend of mine, and he explains kind of what happened, and I think one of the biggest factors of this was the fact that he was able to train chess non-stop for a week before his classical tournament started. For me, I'm gonna have 1 day to get in the zone, if that. Probably getting in the zone on the airplane to my classical tournament. So, as you can see, my training's kind of been reduced due to life factors. It's gonna be a bit hectic going into Spain and playing this tournament. But what I can say is that, at least I have a day. And at least I have an airplane journey. And there's an amazing book by Josh Waitskin on the art of learning. And he talks about, the necessity to be able to get in the zone and be able to, feel competitive and feel ready to win, even in the space of a few minutes. So this is really no excuse, and I do look forward to getting into that zone and giving it my absolute best. And the great news as well is that, it's not just this single tournament. This is the first tournament of 4 that I will be playing. So this, in a way, can be a warm-up of sorts. Like, no matter what happens, I have 3 more tournaments to make up for it, and I will definitely be warmed up after this tournament. So without further ado, let's get into some calculation training. Half an hour is better than nothing, even if it is not the hour that I wanted to train. So let's give it our best shot. Okay, we're still on Alexander Alekhine. Long story, but basically I had like a dance rehearsal last night as well, and as a result I got like a goodie bag, and within the goodie bag there was like some poppadoms and like Indian dessert. So I'm gonna have this for breakfast and probably munch as I calculate. But okay, let's begin. So okay, white's not castled. White has all of their pieces. Black has all of their pieces. Black also hasn't castled. Black is actually 3 moves away from castling kingside, 2 moves away from castling queenside. Black bishop is loose on h5. There's pressure on f7, but the bishop is defending f7 as well. Maybe the bishop's not defending f7 if we play a cheeky move like knight e5. They take our queen, and then I don't have a mouse, by the way, so I'm using touchpad, so apologies in advance. That would be a checkmate. So does knight takes e5 just win on the spot? Knight e5 is pawn e5, queen h5, and we win a pawn. Knight e5. If they move their knight from e7 to avoid mate, we win that bishop. Anything else they can play to avoid checkmate? I mean, looks like we're just winning a pawn. I think we can just go ahead and play it. Okay, knight e5, and we just take the bishop. Okay, good. Let's go. Knight e5 threatening checkmate. You got it, Chesswalk. Let's go. Okay, white to play. Oh, wrong cutout? Okay, apologies, Pranay. Thank you so much for making that message. If people don't make these messages, we go a whole stream with the wrong overlay, so appreciate that a lot. Okay, white to play. Alekhine against Amorez. Got queen, rook, knight, queen, rook, knight. 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6. Queen and rook on the line of the king. Queen is defending on g7. Our knight is loose on d3. Knight can potentially hop in. So my first instinct is like I want to distract this queen so that I can go give checkmate. So like knight e5, I feel like queen c7 is forced. So knight e5, queen c7, they've got no counter checks. Very important to always look at. So knight e5, queen c7. Do we have anything there? Maybe not. So any other candidate move. So knight e5 is one candidate move. Knight c5 is another. Knight c5 looks better because knight c5, if queen c7 got knight e6. So knight c5, what else can black play? They could also try queen f7, but we can still go knight e6 with very strong play. And I seem to remember a long time ago, I just went with knight e5. You know, completely missing queen c7. I mean, like, I have improved at this, so this is good. Knight c5 looks to be winning to me. I think we can just play it. Okay, and then we go knight e6 anyway. Is this the best continuation to play it? Yeah, there's no better move orders, no counter checks. Okay, knight e6, GG. Okay, let's move on. Knight c5 looked good. Good job, chessboard. Pranay, yeah, consider queen c7 and then go back and look at your candidate moves. Okay, black to play. Got queen, rook, knight against queen, rook, knight. They've got 1, 3, 7. We've got 7. Okay, our pawn structure's doubled, but this is actually a pretty strong structure. You know, I think my brain is actually working faster today, despite not doing much chess, just because I've had so much to keep in mind and so much to kind of sort out and think. I feel like my brain is just active, you know? Like that's that's the truth of it. So maybe this is the best warm-up I could have asked for. Just give myself a stressful week and yeah, that's gonna speed up my brain. Okay, so what to note? Knight is in a good position to give checks. Rook on d3 is hanging. Rook is on the e file, potentially eyeing up e1. So maybe like a move like, you know, f4 or something, right? Because if f4 and pawn takes f4, and I go queen f5, and I bait them to go knight takes f5, then I can go rook e1 checkmate, right? I'm trying to get rid of that knight. But yeah, f4 is one candidate move. Any other candidate moves? Gotta look at our checks. Gotta look at this knight d2. Gotta look at knight h2. We've gotta look at our captures. Queen h3, rook e3, and then our threats such as f4. Okay, so let's look at our checks first. If knight h2 and they take our knight, they don't have to, but if they do we have a follow-up? Really doesn't look like it. Okay, knight d2, rook takes d2. Doesn't have a follow-up. Yeah, not too sure on rook e3. I mean, they just take it either way. Looks really fine. So okay, let's try this f4 again. f4 attacks the knight. Oh, f4, if they meet it with g4, we go pawn takes e3, I think. Because if they take our queen, we go e2 checkmate. So f4, g4 takes on e3. I guess they could... Oh, I'm looking at this crazy line. f4, they push g4, I take on e3, they take on f3, I give a check, they take, and I was hoping I could throw in this check and then take the queen, but the problem is the rook is now cleared and defends h3. So f4, g4, take on e3, take on f3. Oh, maybe there's even some queen b5 to make use of this rook. That's a move I never would have considered before. But because I've understood that the rook is hanging, and I'm just looking at the potential of my pieces, it crosses my mind. f4, g4, queen b5. What if they play c4? Well, then I could take on e3. They can take on f3 with the queen. I can take on c4. And and actually they look like they're in huge trouble because I still have the pawn on e3, their rook is in trouble. I mean, this looks really spectacular. So f4, if they take the pawn, is our queen f5 idea working? I mean, maybe even queen b5 is even stronger. Yeah, f4, pawn takes f4, queen b5. If c4, queen takes c4. Knight takes c4, rook e1 mate. So, okay, f4 is winning. And this is the best way to play it. More forcing than queen f5. Let's go, ladies and gents. We got this. Okay, a bunch of different candidates, but this is really good enough, I think. Chesswalk says f4 looks good. g4, queen b5, c4 takes. Beautiful, beautiful chesswalk. Welcome, Jamie. How is the chess channel going? Haven't seen you around. Is Four Corner still bopping? What's been up? Yeah, I've got a chess tournament starting in a week. First time in a long time. We're gonna keep up with this grind. Okay. So, black to play, Ali Akin to beat Vile. Go queen, rook knight, 4-6, 4-6. And I mean, like, the fact that, like, I'm kind of seeing a lot of stuff, which is good. I wonder how sustainable it is, like, in a long tournament. Am I just on adrenaline due to my circumstances, or what is it? But yeah, it really shows that when you're really using your brain, like in your everyday life, I think it improves your chess. At least that's the hypothesis I'm going for here, because even though I'm not even doing academic stuff, it's just like kind of tricky stuff that I need to be very on point with. Like I don't have much room for error, so it's like yeah, interesting observation. Anyway, let's keep going. So, queen rook knight 6, queen rook knight 6. King is cut off from castling. King is in the center. Our king is a lot safer in comparison. They can't really attack our light squares around the king despite pushing f6, so it's fine. Ideally, we want to try and bring the knight in. Ideally, white wants to play. Ideally, white wants to play knight c4 to try and close things down and get castled. So we probably want to prevent that. And yeah, our rook's on the c file. Potentially can try and come into c2 on the 7th rank. That looks very strong. So candidate moves here. I mean, knight d4 is a big threat of threatening not only knight c2 but also checkmate. So this kind of forces a capture, and we like forcing moves. So knight d4 is a very nice forcing move. Knight e5 to try and threaten some checks, prevent knight c4 looks like it makes sense as well. And these are the only two moves that make sense to me. I mean, there's queen e2, queen f1, both lose on the spot. There are no counter checks. So let's look at our most forcing move first, knight d4. Can they play any move which isn't taking the knight? I mean, they could probably run, but it still looks bad for them. I mean, I'm not going to calculate further than rook c2 for now, or queen e2. I mean, it looks very promising for black. So let's assume for a second, if knight d4, pawn takes d4, do we have a follow-up there? I guess we can go rook c2. They block knight c4. We go queen e6. They block knight e5. Go pawn takes e5, and we win back our knight. Not sure if it's really enough though. Knight d4, pawn takes d4. Any other ways to follow up except for rook c2? Knight e5, knight d4, pawn d4. We can go queen e6. Check. King f1 maybe, but then rook c2. Okay, knight d4, pawn d4, queen e6. What if king d1, trying to prevent the rook coming in? Just double checking we don't have a checkmate after rook c2, king takes c2, queen e2 check. Probably not. Okay, so knight d4, pawn d4, queen e6, king d1. Or king d2 even. Maybe king d2 is even stronger. Do we really have something there? Really not so sure. Okay, I don't really see enough for compensation on knight d4 for now. It's still interesting, but let's look at knight e5 first. So knight e5, we prevent this knight c4 a little bit, because at least we take it and win a pawn. So knight e5, how can we try and unravel here? It just looks very good. I mean, maybe queen d1. That kind of stops knight d3 as well as rook c2. So knight e5, queen d1. Do we have a follow-up there? I'm looking at rook c1, queen c1, knight d3, but the knight's still on b2, so there's no fork. So, yeah, knight e5, queen d1. Queen d1 is possible. It's really making me feel like knight d4 is like the only play. So knight d4, pawn takes. Rook c2, knight c4. I guess we could go rook takes a2 actually. Queen would need to move somewhere, and no matter whether the queen moves on the back rank or moves out somewhere, we can go rook a1 check, either checking and winning the rook or skewering the queen to the king. So maybe that's a continuation. Knight d4, pawn takes d4, rook c2, knight c4, rook takes a2. Is that GG? There are no counter checks. It's extremely strong. Let's go for it. Knight d4, GG. Rook c2, and rook a2. Yep, only move to win, and then we can skewer. Beautiful stuff. I'm so glad we found this, and queen e6 was my initial thought, but after knight e5, I mean, I felt like this is promising still. Like, you know, it wasn't like a 100% dismissal. But to be fair, I did play fe5 in this position. But wow, okay, Alekhine's fe5 was even stronger, but only since white couldn't castle, he'd already moved his king. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I didn't know that white couldn't castle at this moment, and really good to see rook a2 was actually even more precise. So if we played a more precise line than Alekhine, we can pat ourselves on the back. Let's quickly check what top move is. Okay, queen e6 is stronger, but only because we know the white king can't castle. Otherwise, rook a2 probably the way. Okay, sweet. Let's keep going then. Let's see what chat is saying. Arjun got knight d4, ed4, rook c2, knight c4, rook takes a2, and white uses the king. Yeah, I mean the notation is kind of back to front, but I know exactly what you mean, Arjun. Good job. Okay, Sherry says, bro, I've been seeing you like for a year now, working hard. Keep going, bro. You make it one day. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it, Sherry, and we keep going. And I mean, the most important thing is that, you know, my biggest weakness in chess is this calculation, and I really am improving at this through all this hard work. And that's going to be the make or break, because I think that was my limiting factor. I mean, I played a lot of like 22, 2300s, getting winning positions, and then just choking them due to my poor calculation skills. So if we can raise this floor, we can raise our overall level. So without further ado, let us calculate. So we've got queen. How are we doing for time as well? Okay, 15 minutes, perfect. We got queen, rook, rook, knight, bishop, queen, rook, rook, knight, bishop. 5 against 6. So we're a pawn down. And what's going on here? Okay, so we've got some pressure on the knight with the queen and the bishop. Their queen and rook and bishop and other rook are all loose. Their queen is on the line of our king, the bishop is staring at g2, their king is in the corner on h8. Okay, so what candidate moves do we have? I mean, I guess we want to pick up some material given black's position just feels a bit loose with all their hanging pieces. So we have no checks. We do have some captures. We got bishop takes knight, we got queen takes knight, we got rook takes e6, we got queen takes f5. Those are all of our captures. Do we have any threats? Knight e4 is a fork, although it's not a safe square, the pawn can take it. maybe we've got some back rank ideas one day. So maybe like knight d5 could be potentially disrupting. We're also not under any immediate pressure. I mean, maybe black is pressing knight d4. Knight d4 looks extremely uncomfortable, actually. So probably we need to address this, and the most passive way to address it would be bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6, queen f1, and at least we're not losing immediately. So let's see if we can find something better than that. So okay, let's go through all of our candidates. So bishop c6, bishop c6. We need to defend checkmate in 1. Queen f1 is very miserable. So queen takes c6, terrible. Rook e6, rook takes c6. Don't see anything. Unless there's like some phantom fork somehow. I've just realized the queen, as I said at the start, the queen on g5 is hanging, right? These pieces are hanging. So knight e4, they can't take. They can't take because the queen is pressuring this queen. Maybe if I'd looked a bit earlier that there's more tension with this, then I would have spotted it. Like, look at the x-rays in the position as well. Bishop is pressuring here, queen is pressuring here. Yeah, x-rays. So knight e4, can we do anything? I mean, knight e4, they can try like rook d5. Do we have anything else before I calculate that? Knight e4, rook d5 is one option. Knight e4, what else can they do? Knight e4, rook d5. I mean, we can just go queen takes d5, right? If they take back our queen, we take their queen and we win the exchange. So knight e4, do we have any checks that annoy us? No. Any threats, any captures. Knight e4, what about knight d4? Knight e4, knight d4. If we take their queen, they take our queen, and then we take their bishop at the end on b7, which is loose. Which is why, having so many loose pieces, you're just asking for trouble. So I really think knight e4 is working. Anything else? Knight e4, what about a6? Knight e4, a6. Okay, we could go queen takes c6. They recapture, and then we take on g5. So yeah, knight e4, I really think it's working. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, so they just move the queen, and that means we just win the exchange, and there's nothing here to worry about. I mean, maybe knight takes d6, and then knight d4. Does this actually do anything? I mean, it is a little bit scary. Actually, a lot scary. How do we deal with that? Knight takes d6, knight d4. Our original threat that we were afraid of. Yeah, maybe I should have considered this queen g6 a bit more carefully. Because I literally could be lost right now in a real game of chess. So that's why you've always got to, really consider all your opponent's resources before you lock in with your move. Because now our pieces are hanging, right? Our knight is hanging, knight d4 is a threat. I mean, we could be lost. So, knight takes d6, this is the original idea. Knight d4. What do we play? Maybe maybe we can use the back rank idea, right? So if we go knight d6 and they go knight d4 and we go in queen d7, is there a way we can make use of that? But knight f3 comes with check even. And that's very uncomfortable. Knight d6, knight d4. I mean, we've also got bishop takes b7, knight takes b5, knight takes b5, and we get 3 pieces for the queen. Oh wait, do we have more actually? Am I counting correctly? So knight d4, knight d6. Sorry. Knight d4. No, it's white center move. Sorry. So we're saying knight d6, knight d4, bishop b7, knight b5, knight b5. So we've got bishop, knight, and 2 rooks against rook and queen and a pawn. I can't do the math. So rook. So we got bishop, knight, and rook against queen and pawn, which is probably slightly better. It's definitely not simply winning. But probably, I mean, how well coordinated is that knight and bishop? I mean, the knight can always drop back to c3. The bishop's on a decent diagonal, got the movement. I mean, black's going to push e5, but it's not the end of the world. I think probably that's the best we've got, to be honest. I mean, given the situation. I mean, very lucky that I'm not just completely lost. Yeah, so this is the best case scenario. You know, Axel Smith just doesn't give any conclusion on this type of endgame. Did Alekhine play something different? Queen e7 defends, but then you just lose the exchange, right? Right, this is winning. You secure your knight, and there's no problem here. You lose a pawn, your king's a bit weak, but you're not lost. Yeah, tricky stuff. Okay, Sherry said knight e4, knight d4, knight g5, knight b5, bishop b7. Exactly, good. Yeah, but I mean, you can take the queen, knight e4, queen g6, knight d6, knight d4, bishop b7, knight b5, knight b5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you got the knight, sure. Good job. Okay, let's keep going. We've got 6 minutes. We can squeeze maybe a couple more. Okay, let me drink some water as well. Do I have water? I should have water somewhere. Okay. Queen, rook, rook, bishop, queen, rook, rook, knight. We've got 4, 6, 5. Okay, so we're pawn down. White to play. So their king is weak. It's got this open G file. Only our queen is kind of on that side. We need a couple moves to try and bring our rook in. Bishop is pinning the pawn to the king. That's the X-ray. Tension between the rooks. On the D file, tension on the knight on D6 with our queen laterally. Knight is only defended by the queen. Somehow things look to be falling like a house of cards. I feel like there's like some really nice move that just disrupts black's coordination. We've also got this very nice queen g5 which adds pressure on the rook. So in some scenario that might actually win something. So for instance, if we start with bishop f7, which is a big check, and then they take with the rook, then this might actually win the rook on d8. So bishop f7, if rook takes queen g5, and we pick up the rook on d8, bishop f7, if they take with the queen, we go queen d5 as well. But then they've got queen g7. I don't see the follow-up. So maybe it's a move order thing. Maybe we need to go rook takes d8 first. Let's imagine we go rook takes d8. If they take with the rook, then we can go bishop f7. And if queen takes f7, we go queen g5 and it's a fold. So rook d8, bishop f7. If king takes f7, then we go queen h7 and we pick up the loose queen on c7. So rook d8, queen d8 is then forced. And do we have a follow-up on queen d8? Or what about starting with the queen check? Queen g5 check. Queen g5, king h8. Does that make a difference? Yeah, maybe we just want to recycle the queen. Like queen g5, king h8, queen f6, king g8. And now hit them with like bishop f7 or something. Bishop f7 check. Again, if rook takes, we just take on d8. If queen takes, which is then forced. Again, I guess we can pick up the knight on b6. At the very least, right? Queen g5, king h8, king f6, king g8. Bishop f7, if queen f7, queen takes b6. So at least we regain our material. At least we regain our material. Is that really the best we've got though? So queen g5, king h8, queen f6, king g8. What about now rook takes d8? Rook takes d8 now. If they take on d8 with the rook, I guess I can go bishop takes f7. And if king f8, well then I have a discovery. Surely that's going to lead somewhere. Surely, I mean, I don't see the exact continuation there, but looks promising. Queen g5, king h8, queen f6, king g8. Rook takes d8. What if queen takes d8 there? Then I go bishop takes f7 check. And if rook takes, then I go queen takes d8 and win the queen. So I can at least play up to here. It's going to give me alternative? Are you serious? I mean, this is like the cleanest, right? Because I can play those two moves, it improves my position, and I know where to go. So, I mean, to be honest, I'm really happy with queen g5, king h8, queen f6, king g8, and then you calculate. Do you play bishop takes f7, or do you play rook takes d8? So let me just see for, I mean, in a real game I just played this already, but queen g5, king h8, queen f6, king g8. If we go rook takes d8, and they go rook takes d8, and we go bishop takes f7, king f8 is the only move. Do we have a winning continuation there? Just to try and, you know, push ourselves. And it looks so promising. I mean, we also win back up on there. We haven't sacrificed anything even. So, I mean, it just looks very good. Bishop e6 check, forcing king e8. Then do we have something? Just don't see it. Don't see it. Yeah, but okay, let's see what chat is saying. I'm really happy with my solution. Arjun says bishop f7, rook f7, queen d5. Yeah, which is what we calculated already. But bishop f7, queen f7. Oh, just take on b6 and just say that we want a pawn. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's probably the answer then. I mean, what about king takes? And then the king takes, we just take on h7 and pick up the queen. Yeah, I mean, I think there's no harm in introducing queen g5. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, so that's the difference, I guess. I guess if you throw this in, then maybe you win 2 pawns. Man, I don't know, but I'm sure queen, getting the queen to f6. Oh, this is still wrong. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, I missed this? I missed this in the calculation? Because I remember looking at this rook d8. Did I not consider it here? What did I consider here? I think I just considered queen d5, queen d7. And just saw that there was nothing there. But if I do rook d8 now, I think I considered like a bunch of different move orders and somehow missed this move order. That's really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Queen d5, king h8, queen f6, king g8. And here I was saying whether bishop takes f7 would just simply win a pawn, or I can go rook takes d8 here and go bishop takes f7, which says it's winning, but I did not see the win after king f8. And I was like, you know, we've got a discovery, but I just don't see where. King e8. Okay, and there's some long line. I mean, this is what I said. We win back the pawn and we're doing well. So, I mean, it is a winning position, but very unfortunate that I couldn't see this consideration. I mean, there are just so many different checks and captures. Yeah, and this one I just didn't see, I think. Didn't consider. So I just need to be a bit more careful with considering all the options. But okay, on that note, guys, unfortunately we couldn't finish with a correct answer. Okay, it was semi-correct. Let's leave it at that. I've got a very, very busy day ahead. I will munch on some snacks and yeah, stream on Monday, final stream before my first classical tournament in a long while. I will keep you posted if there's any updates on like Gergen. It's a modern course that should be released at some point in the coming weeks. And on that note, thank you for tuning in and good luck with your own training as well. Okay, bye guys.